what it'll look like if I spend 100 days of hardcore Minecraft. It's the hardest difficulty in Minecraft, and if you die, there's no response. The entire world gets deleted forever. And also, please subscribe and like this video. I've been working so long for this video. It took like 33 hours to edit and record. So, let's start on the video.
What if, one mistake, one unlucky moment would cause your entire Minecraft world to disappear? Join me as I try and survive 100 days of hardcore Minecraft. secure iron door. Now I can enter and leave, but the villagers are stuck. I traded almost all my irons to this guy to try and get to master level. It was worth it though, because he started selling me sharpness 2 diamond swords. This was amazing, not only because sharpness is an awesome enchantment, but also because I could keep buying swords off him and then combine them on an anvil to make a greater sharpness level. Day 21, I'm back to farming. My small wheat patch was fine, but I was going to need way more if I was going to make some good emeralds and also craft bread to make the villagers breed. Instead of sleeping, I went mining. I really wanted to get some more resources because I traded basically all my iron away and I also didn't have many diamonds. I got really more of my pumpkins and expanded my pumpkin farm. Eventually I want this whole valley to just be full of pumpkins. Day 42 I headed straight into the mines. Can you guess why? Yeah, I needed more resources. I kept trading away all my irons and my villagers. On top of that, my diamond pickaxe was nearly broken and I had barely any diamonds to replace it. I wasn't even full diamond armor. Day 43 I was still mining. I was trying to gather as many resources as I could. After emerging from the mines on day 44 and smelting a bunch of iron, I headed out to the village of breeders to talk to this toolsmith. They grow up so fast. Weren't you a kid like 20 minutes ago? After selling a ton of coal and iron to him, he was getting close to master rank. By the time I maxed out his iron trade though, it was already night time, so I decided to just grab a bed in the village of breeder. It's the morning of day 45. While I wait for the toolsmith's trades to refresh, I went out to expand my pumpkin farm. After stacks of iron, he finally reached master rank, which meant he would finally sell me an enchanted diamond pickaxe. This was the reason why I'd gone mining for so much iron in the first place, because mining for diamonds can take a while, so why not just have it so I can have a bunch of diamond tools on demand whenever I need them. I spent the rest of the day harvesting my wheat, which was going to take a while because I just had so much of it now. It became night time and I was still trying to plant these wheat seeds. I wanted to get it all done before the morning. Bro, I'm just trying to farm some wheat, can you go away? Day 46 I checked up on my cows. I've been breeding them for a couple of days and the numbers were already increasing by a lot. I then headed into the village breeder to trade with his armor. I wanted to max him out like the villager in that old village, because then I would have diamond armor on demand. It was very painful. I then went down through all his hard work into a pool of lava. I then went back and bought a bunch of shields off him. Wow, really useful to own 20 shields. He reached expert level and started selling me enchanted diamond boots and diamond leggings. The boots especially were really useful because they had feather falling too. Again, like the plans I have for my sword, I could buy a bunch of these boots and then combine them all to give them a really high level on the feather falling. I then created a disposal system with a bucket of lava because I really didn't need all the shields. I then harvested all my pumpkins ready to sell to the villagers tomorrow because my wallet was sort of crying after buying about 20 pairs of boots, a bunch of shields and diamond boots. Day 47 I sold off all my pumpkins and now I had a decent amount of emeralds again. Today's useless item that I'll be buying to level up the armor was chain chest plates. You finally hit master and I was able to buy the final piece of enchanted diamond armor that I needed, a helmet. I bred my cows a bit more and knew that soon I'd be able to make books and then max out my enchanted tip. I went mining with my new diamond pickaxe and life was so much easier with that efficiency too. I also ended up finding some diamonds, which was kind of cool. I stumbled upon this cave and found 2 more veins of diamonds, but I decided not to mine these because I didn't have fortune on my pickaxe. It would pretty much be a waste. It turned to day 48 while I was in the mines, and as I was leaving I built this cobblestone staircase leading up because it was really annoying having to jump up every single block. As you can see, the cow pen has grown by a lot. I'm getting quite a few of these now, but I can get way more. Another wandering trader showed up while I was breeding my cows. I had a look to his trades. Obviously they were terrible, and then I don't know how it happened, guys, but suddenly he died. Not sure how that happened. Oh, and his llamas as well. I farmed up some more pumpkins, traded those to my villagers, and now that I've bred my cows, it was time to start gathering some leather. With the leather I got, I was able to set up an enchantment table with just 3 bookshelves, but that's fine because we'll get way more very soon. Day 49 started out with some pumpkin farming, and then I gathered a bunch of wood. I was running pretty low, and it'd be nice to just have some on hand whenever I needed it. For the rest of day 49, I farmed my pumpkins. Day 50, I'm trying to make an auto composter. I have so many seeds, so I was hoping I could turn them all into bone meal. At the time, I had no idea how to build one of these, so I didn't get it to work. I harvested all my wheat and sold it off to the villagers. Day 51, I made some improvements to my path. It needs some more detail. I then began gathering leather because my cow pen was pretty much full. With my newfound leather, I was able to make 6 more bookshelves. I then went searching for a new horse because mine was insanely slow. It didn't work though, all the horses I found were just as slow. Just gotta let you guys know that the game audio from day 52 to 55 is bugged for some reason, so you actually can't hear anything. It is back on day 56 though. Day 52, I used all that wood I've been gathering to start building a bridge across my pumpkin farm. Day 53, I gathered enough wood to keep building my bridge. I think these stripped spruce logs look really nice. I started day 54 by using some of my gold to make more golden apples. They're amazing healing and I wanted to minimize my chances of dying as much as possible for pretty obvious reasons. I gathered some more leather and added these stairs to my bridge to give it some more depth. As night fell, I was finally able to craft enough bookshelves to max out my enchanting table. I had 46 levels, so I used a grindstone to remove my enchantments and then start going for new ones. I ended up getting protection from my chest plate as well as some other good enchantments on my other gear. I combined these 2 pickaxes together to make an even stronger one. Day 55, I bought more sharpness 2 swords for my weaponsmith and combined them all in that build. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough levels to make a sharpness 5 sword, and I spent the rest of the day finishing my bridge. Day 56, I gathered a bunch of obsidian. I was going to be building another portal. Because I now have fortune on my pickaxe, I went back to mine those diamonds I'd found. Fortune is just such an amazing enchantment. I got 14 diamonds from that. Day 57, I built my nether portal on the side of this hill. Well, I messed up the first time and had to mine a whole row of obsidian, but I did get it sorted. I spent the rest of the day farming pumpkins and making profits. Day 58, it was time for me to head to the nether. I was extremely scared because I've always had bad experiences there, and I've also lost a previous hog towards the nether. Yeah, this wasn't the first time I tried to record this video. I actually had a previous hog toward which I ended up losing because of a terrible nether spawn. This time though, I survived. I spawned in a crimson forest and found this piglin, so I started training with it. Didn't get any pearls, but it gave me a fire resistance potion, which is amazing because if I accidentally fell in lava, I now had a way to survive. Grabbed some of these shroom lights and found some more piglins. I was searching for? Village. Finally I could get a bed and sleep. Day 62, I found an igloo and got lucky because it spawned a hidden room underneath where you're supposed to kill the zombie villager. Nope, thanks to God that long weakness potion though. After a YouTube tutorial I learned how to make all these speedrun and nether portals. It was time for me to begin the fortress search once again. The spawn didn't look very promising until I realized I was right next to a fortress and finally some good luck. It looked like my luck was really starting to pick up when I killed this with a skirt and he dropped a skull. While I was trying to kill this blaze with sweeping edge and charm when I hit this penguin as well, and now every penguin in a 100-mile radius now wants me dead. I had to quickly peel her up in order to escape, all the while this blaze was trying to knock me off with fireballs. After a ton of searching I finally found a blaze spawn and gathered all the blaze rods I would need. Day 63 I was heading back to another to my original portal using the help of this friendly strider. Oh man, I need that saddle back, I'm so sorry. I got the saddle with 0 harm done. I knew my original portal was around this crimson forest somewhere but I just couldn't find it. Still searching day 64. Wait, I built that cobblestone. I can't describe the feeling of relief when I finally found my portal. I then spent the rest of the day sorting out my stuff. I used all the XP I gained to combine these two swords together and finally get sharpness 5. Day 65 back to some good old farming. I missed you guys. Day 66 I'm adding some more details to my path with this coarse dirt. Added these strip spruce logs to my villager hall because those gaps between the walls were annoying. Day 67 I did some more farming and added some details to my house that I'd overlooked when I first built it. I also terraformed the hill because it didn't look right. Day 68 I realized I hadn't seen sun or moon around but I had a pretty strong idea of where they'd ended up. I checked the nether and sure enough they were there as well as a couple of iron columns. After rescuing sun and moon for the nether I built the staircase from my house down to one of the wheat fields which I would then use a total of about 2 times. Now it's day 69, a normal day. After some villager training I headed into the mines to gather more gravel to craft cool stuff. I also wanted gold and I'll explain why in a minute. I found quite a few diamonds and got way more than just the ores that I found because of my fortune pickaxe. Day 70 I finished up mining and then headed home. Day 71 here's the reason why I was mining all that gold. And turned one of my villagers into a cleric and an expert red cleric sell ender pearls. This would save me from having to farm endermen in the warm forest while I'm in the nether because I could instead just buy all the pearls. The cleric reached expert and I bought all the ender pearls I could need. I then started work on a sugarcane farm which as you'll quickly see was the worst sugarcane farm that's ever been built in the history of Minecraft. Day 72, can you see what's wrong? Yeah, I put the water in the wrong place and the pistons aren't going to harvest the sugarcane. They harvest air instead. While I was building my sugarcane farm, a wandering trader showed up and for once he actually had something I wanted, a jungle sapling. Kind of a scam of 5 emeralds, but whatever, I'll take it. Day 73, I'm still working on the sugarcane farm. How I didn't realize my mistake yet, I will never know. Added a roof and doesn't it all look nice? Nice and useless. Day 74, I realized what I'd done wrong, and then you know what I did? Still built it wrong. Now the water's in front of the sugarcane, so when the pistons harvest it, it's all just going to fall in the water and not the bubbles. I farmed my crops the rest of the day unaware of the mistake I made. Day 75, I headed to the village breeder. It was time to get a librarian so I could get mending books. That was the plan anyway, but then he offered feather falling 3 and it was just way too good to pass up. With some moderate pain, I got him into the village hall and applied the new books to my boots. Day 76, I'm checking my broken sugarcane farm. At the time, I was so confused as to why I wasn't getting any gain. I did a ton of farming to earn emeralds and started trading with this Fletcher. You need a couple stacks of arrows for the end dragon fight and I could buy 16 for just 1 emerald. Day 77, I went mining again. I needed more gold to craft golden apples and I traded all my gold to the cleric. Unfortunately, day 78 through 81 had the same bug again where you can't hear any gameplay audio. I'm really sorry. Day 78, I'm still mining. Day 79, finally done with the mining, and at long last, I finally realized why the sugarcane farm wasn't working. Now it's day 80, we're 4/5 of the way through 100 days. Found a zombie horde in the village hall. How did you guys even get in here? It was going to be a long day. I wanted to get a mending librarian and get him in the training hall. All the way at the end of day 80, and he finally started selling mending books. Day 81, I bought 3 mending books, but before I used them, it was time to fix up an old enchanted bow dropped by a skeleton. I enchanted a normal bow and ended up getting infinity, which is nice, but now I had 3 stacks of arrows that I just bought that I would never need. Oh well, I put mending on my pickaxe and chestplate, but didn't have enough levels to put it on the sword. I carved this pumpkin because then I could wear it on my head and look at the enderman without them trying to kill me. The last thing I wanted while fighting the dragon was a horde of endermen rushing towards me at 100 miles an hour. I also did some potion brewing. I wanted to make potions of slow falling so that I wouldn't die to fall damage against the dragon. Google said you could make a potion of leaping and then turn it into slow falling with a fermented spider. Google lied. This sucked because the ingredient needed to brew slow falling is phantom membrane and I didn't have any. I was going to need to go 3 Minecraft nights without sleeping for the phantoms to spawn. For once in Minecraft I was happy to not have a max enchanted sword while trying to kill the zombie. The sweeping edge enchantment meant I accidentally hit Moon as well. If I had fire aspect on my sword she would have died because this one hit took her down to 1/2. Day 82 I expanded the pumpkin farm as far as it could go. It's my main source of income so I might as well make it bigger. I then gathered some spruce wood because I was going to be building another bridge. By the end of the day I finished the bridge and I think it looks pretty nice. Day 83 it rained. A lot. It was a pretty slow day. I did some farming and trading. Day 84 I'm making a ton of beds because we're going netherite mining. When I entered the nether I was greeted with this sight. The amount of villagers in my base kept spawning iron golems and they must have kept walking into the nether portal which would then cause a new iron golem to spawn. it was pretty easy to make a pair of gold boots, and I just walked out unscathed. Apparently, shiny shoes makes pig monsters not want to kill you. That's a great tip for life. I spent some time making a custom banner for my shield and went with this design. Now I settled and finally I could go on home phantoms. After a few minutes, I was able to get the precious phantom membrane, and soon I'd have everything I needed to fight the Ender Dragon. Day 86, I was able to use the debris I found in the nether to make one netherite ingot. I brewed the potions of slow falling and some healing potions on top just in case. I applied the netherite ingot to my chest plate and then slept. Tomorrow I would start my journey. Day 87, I started searching for the stronghold. It seemed like it was a fair distance away from my base because I searched all day and didn't find it. Day 88 though, I found the stronghold. I was extremely nervous because I was pretty unlucky and 3 of my 15 eyes of Ender had broken instead of dropping a gimlet through them, so if another had broke I wouldn't have been able to activate the end portal. I then spent the whole day searching for the portal room. The stronghold had generated with a ravine running through it, and I even found some diamonds. I searched the entire stronghold and couldn't find a library, nor could I find the portal room. Day 89, I watched a couple of tutorials on YouTube to try and find out where the portal room was. A few recommended that you dig to the walls at the end of each corridor, so I tried it, and after a few attempts it actually worked. I'll never understand why strongholds can generate like this. It's really annoying having to fumble around for hours because the important rooms are completely disconnected from the main body of the stronghold. The library has some decent enchanted books, but of course the portal room was my goal. I activated the portal, organised my inventory, and then stepped in the portal for a few seconds. I knew there was going to be no second chances if I messed up this fight. After getting the worst end spawn of my life, I started getting to work on the healing crystals. Landed some nice bow shots, and thanks to my slow falling potions, the fight was much smoother than I expected. The only time I was ever really in danger was when I got caught in the dragon's breath, but even then I just healed it off with the gap. Even though the fight wasn't super difficult, it was so satisfying to be in the dragon in hardcore. While I was in the end, it turned to day 90. I grabbed the dragon egg and then headed to the end gateway. It was time to get an elytra. I spent the whole day looking for an end city and somehow didn't find one. Day 91, I found an end city, but unfortunately it didn't spawn a ship. There was still some decent loot though, and I killed a bunch of shulkers to the ship. Day 92, I found another end city, and this one did have a ship. I also made sure to grab the dragon head. I wasn't done looting yet though, and wanted a backup elytra just in case something happened. It didn't take me too long before I found another end city, and this one also had a ship. After looting the city and grabbing the elytra dragon head, it was time to go home. Before I did that though, I had to use a ton of XP to fix my boots. They were nearly broken, so I combined them with another pair I found. Day 93, I made my way through the portal and returned to the overworld. Unfortunately, because I'd had to sleep once while I was searching for the stronghold, my spawn was no longer set at my house. Once I found my house and sorted out my stuff, I started working on a treasure room. My storage was super unorganized, and I also wanted to lay out some of the cool items I'd obtained throughout this 100-day playthrough. I had a lot of obsidian from mining ender chests while I was raiding the end cities, and I had a bunch of crying obsidian just lying around, which I thought would look really nice on the wall. Day 94, I finished the storage room. I was originally going to have the stone bricks as quartz, but I didn't have enough. Day 95, I started organizing all my items into the chests. It was going to take a while because I was going to have to sort through a lot of stuff. Day 96, I'm still organizing. This took forever, but it's going to be so much easier in the future to find the items that I need. Finally finished, and I built this shrine to the dragon egg. I decorated it with the 2 dragon heads I got and also my wither skull. This thing was expensive, but it looks cool. Day 97, I got to work using all the levels I'd obtained from killing the dragon to enchant my gear. As you can see, after all of that, I didn't have enough to combine these 2 diamond swords together to